that you are all sitting comfortably. Tonight, Miss Tracey Ireland, the Queen of Torquay Town Centre Hearts, is about to make an address to the nation. However, if you happen to be at Auntie Joan's flat, under the clock, at the top of Abbey Road, you'll hear some comments from her and Terry. Terry is the lady, on your left, if you didn't know that already.
I think we should be careful, Joan. The way things are going, we might be arrested if we get caught watching this television channel. I'm surprised the council hasn't taken it off air.
Oh, come off it, Terry. That's Torquay TV, isn't Russia Today. You know full well that Tracey only speaks God's own truth, and just wants everyone in Torquay to have a decent and safe home to live in. Surely that's commendable, and the broadcasts should be available in every home, with just an aerial.
Hello me lovelies, yes it's me, Tracey Ireland, the single mum from Warren Road. I want to give you all a campaign update, from my secret bunker, deep in the foothills of Melville Hill. I want to bring justice to all the people of Torquay Town Centre, who find themselves living in the area's squalid housing, complete with all its damp, dereliction and non-stop drug dealing. It is now 10 years since the first campaign to challenge the housing crisis and social deprivation was launched.
Heavens above, Joan, is it really 10 years since there was all that kerfuffle over an internet website that brought to the world's attention images of Torquay's dreadful levels of deprivation that we see on a daily basis? The council went absolutely ballistic. It is rumored that officers were seen literally tearing their hair out. The police were summoned to the town hall at speed to launch an investigation and get the website closed, and to arrest all those behind it.
The idea behind the website, called Torquay, was in response to many years of campaigning by local residents, whose lives were being ruined by rogue landlords and anti-social tenants in Torquay Town Centre. After always being ignored by the various town hall incumbents, the arrival of new technology and methods of communication offered a platform and hope.
I wonder if Tracey knows that the website only lasted a week, because Gordon Oliver, who was mayor back then, did a deal with the protesters. He told them that if they took their website down, and stopped sending out pictures of all the rubbish and deprivation in Torquay Town Centre that had angered the powerful business and tourist bosses, he would fund a team of civil servants to take enforcement action against the worst properties.
The early pioneers withdrew their online campaign because they naively believed the council's promise to deal with the worst housing situations. 10 years on, the mood music floating from the town hall is even sweeter, full of hope and promise. Yet at the same time, people are still living in property where the windows are falling out onto the street, anti-social tenants get abandoned next to vulnerable ones, and queues form outside properties, being rented to drug dealers.
Tracey's right, Terry, there is plenty of hot air. The campaigns can't stop until action gets seen. History can't be allowed to repeat itself.
Downtown Torquay will not go away until people found at the bottom of society stop being dumped in terrible housing conditions around Torquay Town Centre, and unlicensed and unregulated, private, fat cat landlords and their agents continue to cream off their housing benefits. The past has taught us, friends, that actions always speak louder than words. Yet, those more concerned about the profit margins of local business than housing for the poor will try to silence me.
Meanwhile, in Warren Road, Ward Councillor Mrs. Precious Love, on the left, is looking for a photo opportunity to show that she is able to connect with ordinary people. She sees local resident Monjita Mason taking a walk up to the point for some fresh air. She desperately needs a break from her control freak boyfriend called Alex Montgomery from Whatcom.
Hello, I have just arrived in that town hall carriage behind me. I'm a very important person. I am a ward councillor, and I am looking for a poor person to be photographed with, for an election magazine. I think you'll do.
I would love to be a ward councillor. It must be so rewarding. However, I have a very controlling boyfriend. He wants to keep me at home.
Well, there are always things that you could do to help our blessed political organization, even from the slavery of your stove and kitchen sink. Of course, that must be after you have taken the most important and solemn step of all. That is to surrender your whole life and soul to the spirit of liberal democracy. Anyway, as a thought, does your boyfriend often hit you?
He does, but only when he's drunk and smoking weed.
Oh, how fortunate, you are a victim of domestic violence. Having my picture taken, helping a battered woman from Melville Hill, will be such a great asset for me. Still, I must get this just right. I know, I'll call my makeup team over. They always travel with me. They are only in that carriage, they'll be here in a jiff. Oh, you look wonderful. There might be a little too much blue in the bruise, but I'm sure that it can be photoshopped out before going to print.
Thank you, Ward Councillor Mrs. Precious Love. So what could I do to help local politics?
That's so funny you should ask that. Did you say your name is Monjita?
Yes, that's right, I did. My name is Monjita.
Well, Monjita, somewhere in these foothills, lies the secret hideaway of a highly dangerous woman called Miss Tracey Ireland. She campaigns to give everyone in Torquay town centre a proper and decent home to live in, and wants to see an end to poverty. However, all that's very complicated. The town hall is a big place full of powerful people. Tracey Ireland's videos, called Downtown Torquay, make politicians look uncaring and untrustworthy.
I know Tracey Ireland. I used to work as a presenter at that Torquay TV. They make those videos for her. I had to stop working at the station because my face was always getting covered in bruises after my boyfriend attacked me.
You shall work for me, Monjita. You owe Tracey Ireland nothing. The location of her bunker is a closely guarded secret. The Tories even held a young man from these parts, called Dwayne Harper, captive at the town hall dungeon, expecting that once the rats had gnawed at his feet for a while, he would surrender and lead them straight to Tracey Ireland, but even he didn't know where she operates from.
I don't know either, but I'll do anything you ask, if you can get people to notice me, listen to me, and treat me as an important person, just like you.
So, I want you to be a troll on social media. When Tracey Ireland posts a downtown video, or comments, you will condemn her remarks. You will assassinate her character, denounce her and her followers as liars. Make people in Torquay believe she is a reprobate, who won't bow the knee to my God-ordained position of Liberal Democratic ward councillor. I tell you this now, Monjita, if you pull this off, you might receive the greatest reward of all, and be a Liberal Democratic ward councillor too.